And that is really just the start of what should be another heck of a year for the Hall of Fame. We are thankful to be joined now by someone who is wrapping up what is probably a top 2 busiest work week of the year for him, so we're very grateful for his presence tonight. Please welcome the president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, Josh Rawitch.
Gotta give him some love, right? Thank you, Tim. Indeed, it has been an unbelievable week for all of us up in Cooperstown for the Hall of Fame and all of baseball. As you know, 5 days ago, we did announce that trio to join Dick Allen and Dave Parker as the class of 2025. And I know many of the baseball writers who have earned a vote are here tonight. And we want to express our continued appreciation to all of you for your thoughtful participation in this annual process that's been going back to 1936. And I know many of you know it takes 10 years to earn a vote. And we know that none of you take that privilege lightly, so thank you very, very much. We're really excited to have this new class join our Hall of Fame family, and we're going to have an unbelievable summer in Cooperstown. Now, the newest Hall of Fame class represents 18 different cities, both the New York teams, Boston, Philly, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Cleveland, Houston, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Miami, Oakland, Toronto, Milwaukee, Anaheim, Los Angeles, St. Louis, and of course, Seattle. We expect tens of thousands of people to come to Cooperstown for an unbelievable weekend, July 25th to the 28th. But this year is going to be a lot different. That's because we elected the very first Japanese-born Hall of Famer to the Hall of Fame. Now, during Hall of Fame weekend, we'll give a round of applause, thank you. During Hall of Fame weekend, we will celebrate the apex of a 150-year history between our two countries. And part of that, we're going to be opening up a brand new exhibit called Yaku Baseball, the Trans-Pacific Exchange of the Game. Thank you so much to Guggenheim and to Peter O'Malley, several others for their support. We're going to be telling the story of the history of baseball between these two countries, going back to the 1870s when an American professor named Horace Wilson came from Maine to Japan to teach the game of baseball that's become two different countries' national pastimes. Decades to follow, we had college teams coming from Japan to the U.S. and U.S. teams going out that way with Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, the teams, the Dodgers and Giants in the 50s. And then Masanori Murakami became the first Japanese player to play in the major leagues, and 30 years later, Hideo Nomo changed baseball forever, paving the way for Ichiro, who let Hideki Matsui become the first position player to really stand out and set the tone for today's stars like Shohei Ohtani. All of these stories will be told in Yaku Baseball, and whether you've made it up to Cooperstown 10 times before or never been there, I can assure you that this summer is the absolute perfect time to come and visit our picturesque village. And if you think it's too hard to get to Cooperstown, which I've heard several people tell me that tonight, I want you to consider this. Ichiro Suzuki has been there 8 times, including this week with CC and Billy. He used to come regularly while he was an active player. During the middle of the offseason, he would show up because his deep respect and admiration for the game's history. He wanted to touch the history he was chasing, and he wanted to feel the energy of players like George Sisler and hold his bat after he broke his record. And earlier this week, Ichiro said, in this day and age, there's so much stress, especially in the world that we live in today. But wow, there's a town just for baseball, and you can go there, and you can just feel that peace. Well, both Ichiro and Shohei have been incredibly generous over the years, giving us artifacts to our collection that will be on exhibit for years and years to come. They've given everything from cleats to jerseys, helmets to hats, their pants, their batting gloves. We've documented some of the greatest moments in baseball history. In fact, many of the people on this dais have actually also donated artifacts, because at our nonprofit museum, we have over 40,000 artifacts, 3 million documents that are preserved for you to explore the game that you love. So now's the time to take Cooperstown off your bucket list, put it on your to-do list, bring your parents, bring your kids, come solo, and when you leave Cooperstown, you will be inspired all over again by what this game means to each of us and why its history is so important. And if you don't believe me, ask the people at table 23 over there, made up of our donors and our members who help us sustain our mission of preserving baseball history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations. So thank you to each of you. Congratulations to all of tonight's winners. And thank you for what you do to support the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. And to the people of Japan who are watching tonight, we'd like to say, Cooperstown e yokoso. Welcome to Cooperstown.